Chandranath, you can unmute and ask your questions.
Acha, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I have so many questions actually. What about corner kicks, penalty kicks? I have just understood. Is there any scope for corner? Number one. Number two, whether there is a scope of heading. I don't think, because the football is perhaps not all that light.
Yes.
So is there any scope for heading?
Okay.
They head the ball. These are my
quickly let me answer you, Chandranath.
Yes.
I haven't yet seen a goal scored headed, but of course, some blind people are so good that they know where the ball is and they can bring their head to the ball. But I would never advise that, because the ball is too hard. The ball will hit them, and it's definitely not an easy thing to do at all. So, but beyond heading, the ball does not go above your knee. It is that hard. So if you try and hit for the first time when you start, even to just hit it above your knee or your hip height is very difficult. But the blind people kick brilliantly. Over time, they beat a sighted goalkeeper, which is what it's the thrill of the game. A goalkeeper who's totally sighted is beaten by a shot. That is a thrill. To answer your first question, corners, there are regular corners like in football. As soon as the ball goes beyond the goal line, your corners are given. There's no limit to the number of corners you can try, but corners are an opportunity to score. Unlike in regular football, there is obviously a defense and you can head the ball out. Here, if you tactically plan it, how to position, because you must imagine you only have 4 people to play with on both sides, and they're all blind. So as a coach, if you can tactically plan it well, you can score off corner. Anything else?
Thank you.
Chandranath, any other question?
Actually, whenever discussion will go on, I may have some other questions also.
Sure.
Okay.
We have another question from somebody called Vivo1938. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Also mention your name.
Vivo1938.
Good evening, sir, and good evening to all. It's me, Nyonak Talam from Arunachal Pradesh. Basically, quarantine. Sir, my question to you would be, do you have any criteria or qualification so that we could get into academy or anything like that? And I guess that's all.
Yeah, thanks for asking. Nyonak from Arunachal, we know you for a couple of years. We're waiting for you at the academy. Come on. Jokes apart. We are hoping to have more people like you come in. So it should be dual based. There should be a purpose of playing football plus getting skilled. Most importantly, you must finish your school. We insist that at least you finish from your school, which is the minimum of 12th standard. So I'm thinking you're in 12th now and you're itching to come on. So we're more than happy to look at any person who's actually good in football, who's coachable, and who's trainable to get a vocational skill job. So if both meet, then IBF would take that into consideration. Thanks.
Once again, this is Chandranath. Achha, how can one understand the goal line? Is there any boundary?
No, the goal line, good question. Earlier, even a couple of people asked me, can you make it with ropes or somewhere to understand where the goal line is? No. The goal line is always signaled by the goalkeeper. Imagine you're a defender and the goalkeeper is behind you. वो बता सकते हैं where is the goal line? Stop the ball. So there is no demarcation or any sort of boundary for the goal line. Similarly, for the attacker, the goal guide is behind. So he can speak in his own language and say where the goal guide is. So goal line does not have any sort of tactile or anything. If your question was that, is there a tactile for that?
Is there offside rule? Is there offside rule?
No offside. No offside. No offside rule.
How can we get the rules book?
It's the entire book, like I just mentioned. It's on our website, blindfootball.in. On the right side, there is a link called B1 Blind Football Rules PDF. You're more than happy to download that, but that may just overwhelm you. I have explained in the most crisp manner what you need. But if you read through the entire rules and if you play, it's great. So once you start playing, or if you have a team that plays, you can use that as a benchmark, and then we can guide you wherever required. We constantly take these webinars. I must say, on 20th of every month. We call it the 2020 series. We started in July. We bring 1 minute personality from across the world. So we had the German coach, we had the English coach last August. This year we have the Argentinian referee. So if you are interested, you can sign up. It's on our Facebook page, Blind Football India. We'll announce it soon. So he's our referee, international referee coordinator. He conducts the Paralympics. He's the referee #1. He's on my committee. So he's kind enough to come on. It's on the 20th of September. So this whole year, we're doing this 2020 series. You can sign up with us. And same like this on Zoom. You can ask questions. It's in English, or I translate in Hindi when possible. It's on the 20th.
How do you choose the goalkeeper, sighted person goalkeeper? They are fully sighted. How do you choose?
So most of the people, it's not like I said.
And how do you choose them? How do you choose?
Got it. It's not like a person, like I said, I would have mentioned someone who plays kabaddi and suddenly coming and playing football. It's someone who knows football starting. Someone who's passionate to work with the blind. You are serving there. Imagine you are not come to make Indian, get into Indian colors and or become a coach and get paid or whatever. First thing we find out is, do you have that heart to serve? Do you have the passion to work with the blind? Second, do you have a liking for football? If you don't have any liking for football, we don't. Third, this is me because I coach. I generally see their aptitude and their attitude, as well as I also see how they perform on the field. So one criterion that I put in my footballers is you need to be extremely flexible, because the goalpost is about 3 meter by 2 meter height, 3 meter width by 2 meter width, 2 meter height. So you need to be very flexible, moving fast in your spot to actually stop those balls. And these balls get ricocheted. Some are fantastic shots into the corner. So you need to have fantastic flexibility. Our goalkeeper, for example, our Indian national goalkeeper, is a dancer, is a break dancer. So by default, he's got fantastic flexibility. Second, he's a striker in football. He plays regular football with me, though he's younger to me by nearly 15 years. But he plays as a regular striker. So I can see those two things. Even the two goalkeepers there. Similarly, we encourage blind schools to bring in boys or however it is. You can also be B3. If your question was, does it need be a fully sighted keeper? No. You can bring a B3 keeper, but the B3 keeper, the problem is at times there will be a disadvantage, especially if you will play under floodlights. The lighting is not, we play under floodlights, we play under in the morning, afternoon, games are held throughout the night also. So if you're B3, sometimes these shots are not seen. That's a disadvantage. Earlier, we used to encourage saying, chalo, by B3 ko khilayenge, why are they outside? Can they be keepers? That's a disadvantage. In an international circumstance, we want a professional keeper. In fact, Chandranath, we are looking for ISL keepers and goalkeeper coaches to join us. Because what we realized is, after they professionally finish from ISL and the national team, we had, for example, the All India Football Federation goalkeeper guide, Rogerio Ramos. Rogerio Ramos from Brazil, who trained us. He's in touch with us. He's coming back for Odisha FC this year. I'm sure he's going to. He was just blown away with the passion. He said, "So this is. It gives me such pleasure to work with this. It's not seen with the sighted. The commitment, the awareness about the game, and the way they adapt. He's a professional keeper, and he challenged some of the blind footballers to take penalties against him. And guess what happened? We scored. Guess what happened? We scored. The blind people scored against him. He's a professional keeper. He goes to the Indian national team coach, Stephen Constantine. He's no longer the coach. He was last year the coach in the Asian Championships. I had met them in Abu Dhabi. They had invited me. And he's having a chat and he says, not many of the Indian footballers can beat me in a penalty. I had the blind footballers beat. So this is the level we want to plan. We hope to take it. Plus, we also invite futsal keepers. Futsal is a natural game. We want to invite futsal keepers to take on. But football goalkeeping is critical. In our language, critical. We look for the number ones only. We don't look at you're okay. Chalo bhai, ye blind B3 hai, usko adjust kare. Nothing. If you're good, join us. We can train you. If you're not good, then continue to practice and come back when you're good.
So when you have a competitive event like a national championship,
Yeah, that is my question also.
So different teams, when they come, they will have their own criteria to pick up the goalkeeper, right?
We send out a guideline list, George. In that we clearly mentioned, we went through this when we went for our first nationals. Our keeper was B3, and there's a sheer disadvantage. There's no rule saying that you should be B3. You can. There's a rule which says B3 or sighted. And some teams come with B3, we discourage it completely, but they still say, sir, we don't have enough sighted members to become goalkeepers, so can we have the B3 stamp? We have no problem. We did alert you about this. There is a clear disadvantage. In the nationals, we do find people, some of them still coming with B3, but the real need is to find quality, committed, sighted keeper. Because the thing is, George, there's a point to which you can continue to volunteer, after which they'll say, even a sighted person says, I have my work, I have my life. But then we really want the passionate guys to come in, and that's where we are. At the moment, we are looking for women keepers. If you can take this message out, we're looking for women sighted keepers. I've spoken to the girls coach for the national team, Mary Moore, but then it's very difficult to get the women keepers to stand for blind football. Because one is they're too scared. I mean, they don't know where the ball is going to. It's a hard ball. So as a sighted person, the ball, you can bend your hand, you can hit the nose, you have a big eye, the ball hits you. And especially for women, it becomes a problem, injuries. So we're hoping to have strong women keepers.
So I think Shiv Shankar Kapoor wants to ask a question.
Sir, request to make a guess.
Yeah, you were saying something.
Shiv Shankar Kapoor.
Yeah, one
सर
second.
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
सुनील सर को भी नमस्कार और सभी को नमस्कार. मैं सिर्फ ये जानना चाह रहा था, मैं आपके बारे में बहुत ज्यादा सुन रखा है, पढ़ रखा है, लेकिन मैं एमपी छत्तीसगढ़ में इसको बढ़ाने के लिए, प्रमोट करने के लिए फुटबॉल को कैसे काम किया जा सकता है आपके तरफ से, मैं ये जानना चाह रहा था.
बिल्कुल सही. थैंक यू जी. ये एमपी में हमारा एक जो एफिलिएट है,
5টা বাজে, কটা বাজে,
जो एफिलिएट है,
सॉरी
एमपी में जो हमारा एफिलिएट है, उनके साथ भी आप बात कर सकते हैं. वहाँ पे एक एमपी ब्लाइंड फुटबॉल एसोसिएशन बना रहे हैं अभी, जैसे हम बात कर रहे हैं. ये लॉकडाउन के बाद उन्होंने एक एसोसिएशन, एक टीम भी बना रहा है. एमपी में तो मैं सुन रहा हूँ कि 25 डिस्ट्रिक्ट भी है, बहुत बड़ा जगह है.
नहीं 52 है सर, 52.
ओह दैट्स इवन बिगर. तो वहाँ पे जितना भी ब्लाइंड स्कूल्स हैं, उसके बारे में मुझे पता नहीं एग्जैक्ट नंबर, मगर वहाँ पे शाहिद जो काम कर रहे हैं, उसका नंबर मैं तो सेंड कर सकता हूँ थ्रू जॉर्ज. वो एमपी में. छत्तीसगढ़ में अगर आपको छत्तीसगढ़ में एक स्टेट टीम बना सकते हैं तो भी अच्छा है. पहले चीज कराना है कि ब्लाइंड स्कूल जहाँ भी हो छत्तीसगढ़ स्टेट में, उसमें आप ये ब्लाइंड फुटबॉल इंट्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं. जैसे कि हमने ये प्रोग्राम में जो भी बताया, फुटबॉल लेके या ब्लाइंड फोल्ड्स लेके या हमारा वीडियोस या रूल बुक देके, पहले चीज जितना भी बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स हु वांट टू प्ले, उनको आगे ले जा सकते. इट कैन बी 1-2 तो मिल जाएगा, मगर अगर आपके पास 4-5 हो तो अच्छा रहेगा. उसके साथ जो जैसे एमपी का टीम बनाएंगे, छत्तीसगढ़ को और एमपी को मिला के हम एक कैंप करा सकते हैं. जैसे कि हमारा जो ट्रेनर्स है, हम लॉकडाउन के बाद, यानी कि ये कोविड सिचुएशन थोड़ा सेटल होने के बाद हम तो आ सकते हैं. उसी की लखनऊ आपके पास इतना दूर नहीं है. लखनऊ में भी हमारा एक यूनिट है, वहाँ पे आलोक जी है इस कॉल में. आलोक को भी हम सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं बहुत सारा. उसका भी एक गर्ल्स टीम आ रहा है. उनको भी उनके साथ भी आप मिलके एक टीम तो बना सकते हैं. दिल्ली तो पास ही में, इतना दूर नहीं है जैसे कोच्चि जैसे, मगर दिल्ली में भी आपका हमारा बहुत सारे जगह कोचेस भी है. और कलकत्ता, ये तीनों जगह में हम आपको कोचेस को फैसिलिटेट कर सकते हैं. मगर पहली चीज़ है आपको बॉल लेने की. वो अगर आपके पास थोड़ा फंडिंग है और हमें आप यू कैन राइट टू अस व्हेनेवर वी गेट द सपोर्ट, वी कैन आल्सो हेल्प यू. नहीं तो अगर आपके पास थोड़ा फंडिंग है, मैंने बताया 800 रुपीज़ अप्रॉक्सीमेट है एक बॉल के लिए. आप 1-2 बॉल तो ले सकते हो. और ब्लाइंड फोल्ड का भी हम सैम्पल भेज सकते हैं. वी कैन सेंड यू, नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम. हमारा ईमेल में आप बस रिक्वेस्ट करिए. ब्लाइंड फोल्ड का
छोटा सा निवेदन है सर मेरा.
हाँ बोलिए.
आप ऐसा कीजिए, नरेश जी को आप अच्छे से जानते हो और मैं आपको उनके माध्यम से जानता हूँ. आप नरेश सर को NIBH,
हाँ बिल्कुल,
तो आप उनको अगर बोलेंगे तो वो पूरा मुझे गाइड करेंगे. उनको बोलेंगे मीन्स कुछ भी ऐसा हमें कुछ करना है तो बताइए, क्योंकि मैं उनके साथ काम कर रहा हूँ. वो मुझे जानते हैं, मैं उन्हें अच्छे से जानता हूँ.
बढ़िया. तो इसको बोलने के लिए जरूरत नहीं है. नरेश तो
बोलने का वो नहीं बोल रहा था मैं.
हाँ वो बिल्कुल
एक्टिविटी कंडक्ट करने के लिए.
हाँ बिल्कुल आपका जो भी इनिशियल फेज में हेल्प और गाइडेंस चाहिए, मैं जैसा काम करता हूँ ऐसे ही मेरा बेटर हाफ है नरेश, जो नॉर्थ में काम करते हैं. तो उसको भी बहुत सारे आइडियाज है. एंड ही इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ IBFF का कमिटी. तो जैसे मैं काम कर रहा हूँ उसी के अनुसार उसको भी हम आज ही मैं बोल रहा था कि बॉल्स मिलने वाले हैं AFC से, तो 1-2 बॉल तो वहाँ जाने ही वाले हैं. और बॉल्स तो मिल जाएंगे आपको. इसके साथ ब्लाइंड फोल्ड्स किट जो मैंने बताया, शिन गार्ड। एक चीज है, आपको ये अगर ब्लाइंड लोग को लॉन्ग टर्म खेलना चाहते हो तो प्रोटेक्शन एंड प्रॉपर सिक्योरिटी देना है। वो ग्राउंड में आके एक बार उसको वो गिरा, एंड इफ दे फील दैट ये कॉन्फिडेंट, मैं उठ के खेलूंगा भाई, एंड दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड ट्राई एंड डू। इट्स नॉट लाइक आप खेल के अरे यार गिर गया तो मैं रोक रहा हूँ, मैं तो गेम नहीं खेल सकता। अगर ये मन में आ गया तो ब्लाइंड लोग ये स्टॉप करेंगे। हमारा इंकरेजमेंट देना है और प्रॉपर किटिंग और सपोर्ट के साथ। इसीलिए रूल्स को पहले जानकारी, आपको पूरा रूल्स के बारे में पता चलना है। एक कोच आने दो पहले आपको, ये मेंबर्स को आप इफ यू कैन आइडेंटिफाई द मेंबर्स, उसके बाद आइदर जो भी पास ही में है, एमपी या लखनऊ या नरेश को आ सकते हैं, और वहाँ जैसे भी न्यूट्रल एक प्लेस वेन्यू लेके आप वहाँ पे एक कैंप करा सकते हैं। डेफिनेटली आप मैसेज तो भेज सकते हैं बाहर, जितने भी इंटरेस्टेड लोग हैं आ सकते हैं और खेल के ट्राई कर सकते हैं, इसमें कुछ भी नहीं। एंड इट्स अ गेम, ये फिजिकली आपको इतना, जैसे कि आप इसका एक स्पिन ऑफ, मेरा एडवांटेज, मैं सब कुछ नहीं बोला पहले, ये जो वीडियोस में था, आप वीडियो देख के बताएंगे, आप देख सकते हो, जितने भी ब्लाइंड लोग हैं वो पॉजिटिव है खेल के, इतना सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस। पहले तो उसके हाथ पकड़ के ग्राउंड में आना पड़ा, उसके माँ बाप उसके हाथ पकड़ के टॉयलेट या स्कूल लेके जा रहे थे, अभी वो नेशनल टीम में है, इंडिया के लिए स्कोर कर रहे हैं। इतना सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस और इतना और वो सेल्फ मोटिवेटेड हो गया है। तो द एडवांटेजेस आर सो मच ऑफ प्लेइंग फुटबॉल और एनी स्पोर्ट इज अ यूनिफाइंग थिंग। तो नॉट एट फुटबॉल, आप जो भी स्पोर्ट खेल सकते हो प्लीज प्ले।
थैंक यू सर।
Okay, Jayant Kumar has a question. Jayant, please unmute yourself. Jayant? Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. And good evening to Father George, sir.
Yes, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
The father.
There is one more mentor for me called Father George.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
And,
go ahead. Go. Good evening. Good evening. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah. First of all, thanks for organizing this session. And I'm really impressed. And it is actually probably, I was looking at the numbers, 40 plus, and then it has 29 now. But it has got lots of insights and inputs to all the blind people, especially who are young. And two questions. One, about the resources organizing the tournaments across India at national level. This is to Sunil. And also you can also say some updates about this progress of this game in South India, especially I know Kerala has got popularity and all that, but in other states of South India, so how it is organized and any establishments, any committees or federations formed,
yes,
how it is promoted.
Thank you, Jayanji. May I know where you're calling from?
Bangalore.
Bangalore.
I'm from Bangalore. I am from Bangalore. I have got two mentors. Father George is another person. Okay, whom George sir knows about it. I was just with him now.
Okay.
Just before the session, we were doing some meeting and again online and all that. I
Got
came
it.
out of that and again talking to George sir now.
Okay, fantastic.
For your information, Sunil, I am actually a totally blind person. Done my PhD in sociology in disability, and I am a blind cricketer.
Fantastic.
So this last 1 hour is actually an eye opener for me. And I'm really impressed. This is a new insight for me.
Thank you. Very good. And I hope you start playing blind football right after this call.
Surely.
But to start off with, for national resources, the way we work is, so then what we do is we make sure that as an organization, we work with our parent body, which is the Indian Blind Sports Association. We also keep the Paralympic Committee in loop. But beyond getting the official permission to play for the country, etc., for nationals and regionals, IBFF sources the resources on our own through local partners. So if you have a game coming in Kolkata, so we have zones across India. We have divided India into different zones. We don't follow any standard practice. North zone, West zone, South zone where Bangalore, Kerala is. We have an East zone and a Northeast zone. So there are 5 zones. And now we are building a central zone. Chhattisgarh and MP is going to come into that. But what I'm trying to say is we have regionals, and the number one team of the regionals in these zones gets seeded as the top team in the pools. So they become number one pool team, and then we take lots. That's the flow. Resources are very difficult to come by. For example, when I did the Nagaland camp in February, we pulled in whatever we had to actually get our team there, our resources there, and the local partners there help us. When we conducted the last zonals in Kolkata, we work with the local partners to get some sort of funds for the stay and food of the local players, as in 4 teams to 5 teams come. South Zone, we were planning to hold it on May 1st actually. Bangalore has 2 teams. This is very interesting for you. 2 teams are playing come out of Bangalore. What I heard is the last nationals was in Bangalore actually. You missed it. We played in Yeshwantpur in a ground there. My friend owns the ground. It's a perfect ground with sideboards. If you get a chance, sir, please go check it. It's in Yeshwantpur. I can connect you. And if your team is ready to play, I can have if you are ready to play with 4 people and someone, it'll be fantastic. The ball is also there in Bangalore. A couple of the boys right now, because it's lockdown, have gone back. They are from the Northeast, but they stay and work in Bangalore, but they're gone back. Their women partners also play. So it's fantastic. Bangalore has got a very vibrant blind football scene. Also, a couple of our former Indian players, blind footballers, are also there. They are yet to form a full body affiliated with us, but they bring 2 teams. Chennai and Madurai have joined together, and there's something called TABSA, Tamil Nadu Association for Blind Sports. And they have formed another body which is called Tamil Nadu Blind Football Association in Chennai for blind football. So you can play matches with them. Secunderabad already has a team. They come in. We also had Pondicherry showing interest. We also had Tuticorin showing interest. Kerala, though, we are covered because we are here. We work with almost 14 blind schools, and we have a decent team here. So we are okay. But I wanted to encourage Telangana to come in with the team. They have already made it to the last nationals. Last nationals, Telangana came in. But if you can help structure this in Bangalore, and 2 teams already play, you can try mixing with them. A couple of the very good players in India actually are in Bangalore. Though right now he's in Shillong, Gabriel. He will come back to Bangalore, and he's a good coach himself. I personally want the blind to coach a blind. That is excellent in some ways. Of course, there are problems like knowing space and distance, and football is all about measuring and gauging, and there's an intuitive part. All that comes with the sighted healthy, yes. But a blind, teaching a blind football is fantastic. It's like a keyboard style. Because I worked over these 18 years, I know a blind teacher teaching a blind student with the short keys, he picks up faster than a sighted teacher teaching. Same with football. So I encourage all my boys from the academy to become like small trainers themselves. So next time when you're in Bangalore and when the COVID situation improves, we will have one of them interact with you for that. I think I've answered both. So the associations in Bangalore, 2 of them play, but you can form something like Karnataka Blind Football Association, professionalize it. We can also help you there. We also have a structure in place, so you can use us for all that. See, the thing is, we want to give back as much as possible. And time is short, like I keep saying. India has to move, because now we are already 4 years and we are only 5th in Asia. We have to bring in the best in India, and we haven't even scratched the surface. 500 blind footballers, I think we can bring in 50,000 blind footballers. That is the aim. And from there, we can easily find the best 5 to represent India easily. So we will divide it into zones, and also we want administration to be done in those. So that's where we are.
Sunil, another major challenge which I see you having is, you said that these boards sideboards, they cost about $1.5 lakh to 2 lakhs. Mm-hmm. You also mentioned that the balls cost about 2,500 rupees. Mm-hmm. Of course, you said that there's a company in Jalandhar who might be able to bring it down to 800. Mm-hmm. And the third thing is that these headboards and so on, the head guards and so on also are about 1,500 to 2,000 bucks. Mm-hmm. So given these challenges and India having a big population, won't it be strategically useful for the game to actually look at having locally designed substitutes for all this without really compromising on quality? Because then Otherwise, here most people will find it difficult to spend the 2 lakhs for those sideboards.
Right.
And at the ball, for example, how long does a ball last?
So this question is the pertinent, and that's why I kept chipping in by saying this is the original cost, but in India we have got a jugaad cost.
Okay.
So what has happened is internationally, when you go to a game, obviously you wear the international quality because we give that. Of the national federation, we make sure that you go in that because that is only approved international. Like for the boards, like I said, when you start off, like if tomorrow Bangalore wants to start, we find out the grounds which already have sideboards. Like Jayant, I can just connect him to the guy who already he's fixed these sideboards and he's put up ads there like cricket runner boards. So we don't have to do anything more but use that space. Already Bangalore has it. Delhi has it. Delhi has it. It's called the Adidas Zone. It's in Chhatarpur. They already have it. It's got the sideboards. It's beautiful. It's it's 30 meter by 15 meter. Slightly small. It's not 40 by 20, but still it's got the sideboards and it's got netting and it's safe. We played there. It's in Chhatarpur. It's got a metro station close by also. IBSA is going to get a ground soon with boards. But yes, the rest of the country, Calcutta has it. So some places have got it. And AFC has got 4 centers. Madurai, Kolkata, Madurai, Guwahati, Shillong, and Mumbai getting it. Cochin, we have it. So if Bangalore needs it, or if Mysore needs it, or say, for example, Chandigarh needs it, they write to us, we find out the grounds which are accessible to them, like at turf grounds. If you can play once on a weekend, like Saturday and Sunday, you don't need to play like cricket. You don't need 8 hours of the game, nothing. You just need 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week to practice and play half an hour. Second thing is, these grounds are preset boards. Like Chennai, we found out on top of a building, they have made this ground with anyway, the sides are all covered with boards. They made it, we didn't make it. And they had spent for it 2 lakhs. So we use all these preset boards. This is the Indian jugaad way. The third thing what we encourage is, the blind schools have all these desks, the teacher desks, which are come on. So the teacher desk can be inverted, tied behind with ropes, and they stand sturdy. So even if the blind person clashes into it, it's strong and the ball bounces. This is also done across. When we play even regionals, sometimes there's no boards. Like we play regionals in say Kolkata or some other place. They take these stage the stage planks which are used to make these stages. Those planks were inverted. In Kolkata, when we played in November, boards. So they put these bamboos, which are acting like poles, which act like the frame. And in between, they made these planks, which again, total cost was for 3 days we played was 20,000 rupees. So what we encourage is maybe if the ground is permanent, you can just put those as permanent on the 2 long sides. There is an initial investment, of course, to get the bamboo poles and the plank. What we do is we encourage the local partner to talk to a local jeweler or someone who put branding throughout their lives. Like in Cochin, what we have done is we had these boards for 2 lakhs. Obviously, we paid from our pocket, not knowing when we're getting the money back. But we made sure that those branding are taken. And now Kerala Blasters use the ground, all combinations. So the board on one side can be branded like cricket runner boards. So that is the way to do boards. To wear for the ball, I think that 800 rupee, and we have another option in Meerut also. He's also giving for 750. So, and the best part is this Jalandhar team, they make for Puma. And I was just talking to the lady in charge today. She says there's no limit for the number. I can make 2,000 balls a day. So she's got a huge factory. So once what we did was first rung balls, I'm thinking we'll just use for training. And every ball we give feedback and improve it so that the shape doesn't lose. In India, the problem is durability. You play in different surfaces. Someone plays in a cement surface. Someone plays in a hard surface. Someone plays in a nice turf ground. The ball's durability is different. So even an overseas ball that you buy for 3,000 bucks, guarantee that the durability, because India is like a tough place. One of the litmus test is India if you play here. So all the companies around the world actually send the balls to in India, Cochin. So we played in our academy to do the testing and send it back, give back feedback. England, for example, when they make the ball, they say first thing, hey, Sunil, I'm sending 5 balls to you. Hey, test it and give it to me. So even the ones that are going to be used in the Paralympics, we tested it. So the balls keep coming to us on an ad hoc basis. But in India, I think the Jalandhar option or the Meerut option works. We didn't have an option till now, but this has worked out. And the blind head guard, like I mentioned, the 20 rupee with the foam in front, we have a proto anyways. Nothing cheaper than that. And it protects your nose, it protects your eyes, it gives you exact cushioning, and it's a Velcro behind. And the 1500 can be skipped there also. Of course, when you come to our academy and when you play the nationals, we try and bring some quantity there so that the players are protected in a professional way. And we want the players to know what is the quality out there. So playing with the 20 rupee, they'll think, "Arey sir, ye to kachada wala hai." So when they come and play the nationals and when they come to the academy, they're like blown. Wow. wow, I feel good wearing this 1500. I mean, of course, we don't give it to them, but we use it, we wash it, we can reuse it. This is 1500 one, with the sponge inside, perfectly fitting there, we can reuse. So lots of things like that can be done localized. And we're also thinking, working with Japan to make these fiberglass boats. They had fantastic boats. I mean, like I said, it's not even thinkable for India. I can do 10 tournaments for 5 lakhs instead of the boats. So we do that, and I asked them, and they said, we'll send you the details. If you get a local brand who can sponsor it, get the fiberglass material for you, like a Delhi-based brand, they can sponsor it. Like they use this for all sorts of canopies as well as, you know, housing material. We don't mind sponsoring. Put a label on it. Done. All you need to do is the frame. Frame is about 70,000 rupees because the rest of the material is strong fiberglass and it's strong.
So you talked about this.
Sir, just to make a request, I don't know. I mean, we in Guwahati, like things are slowly coming in with the support of you all, and thanks for that. What my request is, I would like if the COVID pandemic settles down, you know, आप उधर आओ, like एक अच्छा वो management लेके और हमें like further सिखाओ, you know, because there are few more juniors of mine who got in and they are like pretty interested in that. And वही है कि we are limited with knowledge और ज़्यादा सीखा हुआ भी नहीं है और अचानक से interest भी lose होने लगता है because वो जो regulate नहीं हो पाता है. So I would just request you if you could, after the COVID pandemic settles down, come there and teach us and like develop our knowledge further about it, and like, you know, वही सब yeah, just that's it, I guess.
Sure, do not. We are also waiting to come back. In fact, you are going to host the next nationals, Guwahati, that ground there. We have given you the boards. AFC has supported you with that, and the balls also come. So you're fully equipped. All you need to do is like, you know, I learned it off the net. No. So start Googling, start asking questions. I know it's difficult for you because you're studying also, but definitely Basudev is there. You know, we can get in more coaches from around the area. In fact, Rashad had come. One of our coordinators had come in February, just before COVID. But we are also waiting like you to just, you know, once it settles, come back there. Northeast is our backyard and the biggest base. So all of you I know are edging to play. So we're waiting to come back to North. And sooner or later, all those people who want to play, please encourage them to play. Don't ask them to stop. Because all our efforts, you know it, how passionately we work. So whoever is ready to play, ask us stuff you need. Like we can support you with whatever basic is possible, head guards, you know, some footwear. AFC is also giving you some footwear. Basudev has those footwear. So talk to them and keep playing and look forward. Thanks, man.
I'm gonna take the next question from Babita. Sure. Babita, why don't you go ahead and ask?
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sunil sir, for sharing the knowledge of football match is being played by blind people. So first of all, I just want to understand more about totally blind team and partial blind team. So why a totally blind team needs 5 players to be framed? At the same time, why partial blind team needs 7 players to be framed? My second question will be, does the partial team play with the same accessible football? And my third question will be, to what extent a partial blind team needs goalkeeper's guidance? And next question will be, is there any scope to learn football playing from the beginning? Yes,
Okay.
sir. These are my questions.
बबीता, मैं पूछूं आप कहाँ से हो?
दिल्ली से.
दिल्ली से, बढ़िया. तो दिल्ली में ही हमारा दोस्त हैं जो हम हमारे साथ काम करने वाले हैं विमेंस फुटबॉल एनकरेज करने के लिए. ठीक है. तो इफ यू आर कीन टू प्ले, वी विल मेक श्योर आपका किटिंग और जो भी आपको फैसिलिटी, माने कि ग्राउंड तो है वहाँ पे, मैंने जो बताया छतरपुर में, वहाँ का एक छतरपुर फार्म जो छतरपुर स्टेशन है ना, वहाँ से 10 मिनट पैदल जा सकते हो. तो वहाँ का एक ग्राउंड में एडिडास बोलते हैं, एडिडास ग्राउंड, वहाँ पे साइड बोर्ड है. आप एक दिन आपके फ्रेंड्स के साथ वहाँ पे जाके हमारा जो भी दिल्ली में होगा कोविड के बाद या ये फैसिलिटीज ओपन करने के बाद एक ट्रायल करिए. आपका क्वेश्चंस के साथ मैं जा रहा हूँ. पहले चीज आपने पूछा कि B1 और B2 B3 में फर्क क्या है और क्यों B1 में 5 लोग खेल रहे हैं और B2 B3 में 7 लोग। ये मेंस फुटबॉल के लिए हमने ये रूल रखा है, ठीक है। B1 के लिए 5 लोग क्योंकि हमारा क्लोज ग्राउंड है, बॉल में बेल्स है और जो 5th मेंबर है साइडेड कीपर। B2 B3 जो खेलने वाले मेंस टीम्स हैं उसमें सारे को बिना ब्लाइंड फोल्ड, बॉल का भी साउंड नहीं है और साइडेड कीपर के साथ खेलते हैं। तो इसीलिए उनको दे डोंट हैव एनी हेल्प फ्रॉम आउटसाइड। वो तो B2 B3 है ना। मैंने बोला कि 2 B2 को टीम में कंपलसरी है, बाकी सब B3 हो सकते हैं। तो विदाउट हेल्प दे कैन प्ले, इसीलिए दे डोंट हैव साइड बोर्ड, दे डोंट हैव कोचेस, बॉल में बेल्स नहीं है। इसीलिए इट्स एन ओपन गेम लाइक फुटसाल, जैसे कि सादा फुटसाल देखने के जैसे है 40 मीटर 20 मीटर ग्राउंड में जैसे फुटबॉल खेलने, वो B2 B3 पार्शली साइडेड। तो टोटली ब्लाइंड के लिए वो अलग क्या चीज़ है जो मेंस फुटबॉल। आपके लिए तो ये दोनों मिक्स हो गया अभी विमेन फुटबॉल के लिए। अगर आप तो B2 B3 एंड B1 को हम एक साथ एक ही टीम में लगा के B1 के जैसे ही रूल्स, यानी कि B2 B3 को भी हम ब्लाइंड फोल्ड करने वाले हैं, टोटली सील करने वाले हैं आपको B2 B3 को भी, और बॉल में साउंड होगा। और B1 B2 B3 जितना भी नंबर हो आपके पास, अगर सारे टीम B2 B3 है तो सारे को हम ब्लाइंड फोल्ड कराने वाले हैं। और B1 फुटबॉल के साथ हम इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं विमेंस फुटबॉल। यही रूल के साथ IBSC इंटरनेशनल शुरू कर रहा है, तो इसीलिए हम एक टीम बनाने के लिए विमेंस टीम के लिए ये सोचना पड़ेगा। और चौथी और लास्ट क्वेश्चन आपका, बॉल के बिना साउंड क्यों खेल रहे हो? मैंने सारे क्वेश्चन आंसर किया बबीता या?
थैंक यू।
ओके आपके लिए यू डोंट हैव टू वरी, क्योंकि आपके लिए हमने रूल्स थोड़ा बदलाव ही किया है, क्योंकि हमको पता है कि B1 खेलने के लिए आपको इतना इट विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू स्टार्ट प्लेइंग B1 फुटबॉल जैसे कि प्रोफेशनल जैसे। इसीलिए B2 B3 को भी हम शामिल करके मिक्स करते हैं, मगर B1 का रूल्स रहेंगे। तो इसीलिए आपको इंटरेस्ट रहेंगे तो B1 का रूल्स आप बस देख लीजिए, वो वेबसाइट में होगा और हमारा वीडियोस भी है, वो भी सुन सकते हो। सारे ब्लाइंड लोग जो रूल्स वीडियोस में बता रहे हैं वो भी आप सुन सकते हो। और हमें अगर कुछ क्वेश्चन है तो हमें ईमेल करिए, और या फोन में आप हमारा नंबर है वेबसाइट में, फोन लगाइए और हम हेल्प करेंगे आपको।
So this Chhatarpur Adidas ground, what do they do through the year?
They have regular futsal, like you and like all the sighted people can go play 7s or 5s or 6s.
Oh, okay.
So we stumbled on it actually because Delhi has about 25 grounds. DU, like you know, George, is big in football. But I was told that most of the grounds are not offering for the blind to play. That's a big problem that we see is when a blind person goes in, they'll say, Acha, we give a letter from the federation. But they're like, who is this? Who are you? We are not like as big as BCCA or AIF. So they'll say they wave them off. So what we did was we started looking, because the thing is you find a ground, then you go and find a sideboard partner. You find it, and so you need a very good guy as a like-minded person. So what we did was we started finding these big cities like Pune, for example, already has 2 big grounds. I mean, 2 futsal-sized grounds with boats. Now they use the boats for advertisements, and we can use that for our sideboards as well. This Chhatarpur ground is such one such ground. It's called the Adidas Zone. So I just happened to know the owner, and I wrote to him, and he allowed us to play. And I later heard a couple of times they played. But otherwise also it's quite a distance for DU to come to Chhatarpur because it's at 2 ends, like you know.
Yeah.
So the problem is we want to set up something in DU ASAP. So I'm hoping, George, is something that can be done from DU side will be amazing, because we have so many people in DU asking us. You'll not believe it. And one person is actually in the team. He works with us, and he's part of the national. He's a student there in Ramjas. So from Ramjas, he uses it to practice and all that against the tree, against the wall. I said, see, this ad hoc thing is not going to work. So you may need to look at getting a ground. So they have written to, I think, the Vice Chancellor, working with the government of Delhi. He's put a proposal to Delhi government. So something like, if you can, put a word in through your good contacts, it will help.
Right.
We have one last question we can take from Jayant. Jayant, you have another question?
Yeah. Thank you, Sunil. I will take your contacts from George sir, and will be in touch with you.
Sure.
Secondly, also thanks to Shruti, who every session who facilitates so and so raise hands, and thanks to you, Shruti.
Not at all.
Yeah. And one question to George sir. Sir, now hearing to Sunil and the the life of blind cricketers and both the tournaments. I'm not comparing, but still would like to get a feeling from you. I feel it's blind football or football for the blind is more established than blind cricket. What's your feeling, sir?
Well, in real terms, I don't think so, because I think blind football probably globally is better established, but I think it's got a long way to go as far as India is concerned. Otherwise, Sunil would not have been struggling.
Yeah, very true. We are a very new organization.
But still, my hats up to him.
Yeah,
I would like to meet him also, have a shake hand. Though COVID is there, with the gloves, at least I can do it. Yeah.
Or you can tap the, or you can tap the elbow.
You can do the elbow bit, or give me a virtual hug also. No problem. but thank you. But we are very new, Jainji. We are very new. We just started in 2000. See, the formal thing in India took off, I might say, in 2013. Formally, the IBFF, the federation, came in 2016. George Sir started in 1996. It's got a 2-decade legacy. So we have done our bit. I think in the last 4 years, we have run a full course with Tata Trust as a support, I must say. Tata Trust signed us on, not much of money, but good value for their name, because that opened up a lot of doors. So, because you work with Tata Trust, it's one of the best philanthropic organizations in the country to work with.
So Sunil, when was the first Football World Cup played, and when was the first time it was included in the Paralympics?
So the first time India, the World Cup was played, it back was in 1998.
The Football World Cup.
Football World Cup. It was popular in Greece and Spain and all that. I met a gentleman from France once who said he played in 1988 also. So 1986 or something. So he used to play for the French team. So there was a lot of informal tournaments, but formalized World Cup started in 98. The first time blind football came to the Paralympics was in 2004, Athens. And then there was just about 6 teams. And you will not believe this. This is a story that India should take a leaf out of. In 2004, China got the Beijing Olympics to be held in 2008.
Yeah.
They didn't have a blind footballer. Forget knowing a coach.
Yeah.
In 4 years, they had prepared a team and they played Brazil in the finals. Today, they are world number 2, China.
Wow.
Now, if China with no knowledge, 2004, I'm saying 2004, I'm sure, George Sir, you also know it. Cricket itself was fledgling. Sport itself was fledgling, not as big as now. No IPL and ISL and all that. So there it's China. I met the person who went to China in 2004 and met 5 boys.
Yeah.
And those 5 were incubated, trained, and only taught blind football, 5 totally blind boys. And only thing they knew was blind football. They're like machines, obviously, like how they work now also. And they almost gave Brazil a beating. They scored one of the goals of the tournament. If you do Beijing 2008 blind football China, their goal which they scored was like a sighted football game, like a computer sighted football game. Unbelievable, because they learned it on the go. So my question there is, if we don't need so much time. Like I said, we lost a lot of time, and to beat the best. But the best part is, I must say, like Jainji said, every day when we get up, we are challenging the best. Like 60 countries, 64 countries play. In Asia itself, 14 countries play. We are 5th. Every day is a challenge. So someday there'll be some team which is going to beat us. So there is a lot of, there's a struggle, of course. Like you said, we're still very, very ad hoc. We don't have the wherewith and the funds and all that. But the good part is we're writing MOUs with a lot of organizations. We already got it done with IBSA and PCI, and All India Football Federation is talking to us now. We're soon talking to SAI, because SAI has these training academies across the country. And what we're saying is their coaches don't work 24/7, 365. Like on a weekend, come to their SAI center, for example, I'll just take an example. It's in Trivandrum. And like I said, sport is quite big in Kerala. So they are very busy during those days. But I was speaking to one person who I'm inviting to see if they can come and see our academy, give us the kind of a backing to develop. It has to start with proper nutrition, physical nutrition, then strength of mind. Then you come to me, I can teach skill. But before that, are you strong enough to play and without fear and ready to, you know, I will not use the word die, but almost like die for the country. So every day it's like we want to get the best out of that. So like I said, China did it in 4 years, and today they are world number 2 from nowhere. So why not India? This is the goal.
And also, Sunil ji, we should thank George sir, because today on this platform, both football and cricket are being connected.
Absolutely.
I don't know earlier what is this thing, but I feel this
I know
platform.
I mean, of course, cricket in real terms in India, so it's another planet.
No.
All terms also.
Cricket matches begin with the football practice. We should remember.
Yeah, several times Mr. Dhoni has not been available to play because he was injured while playing football.
Yeah.
Yes. Even yesterday there was a football match in Dubai. The IPL teams were playing before they could begin the IPL there.
Right. So it's definitely a warm-up exercise. Like I said, Jainji, you don't need like 6 hours, 8 hours to play this game. So as far as you have 1 hour, and you have a weekend time, or you have a Friday, Saturday, whatever. You use a ground, come to the ground, bring a coach, half an hour you warm up, train, get focused. 20 minutes you play, that's enough. You use that 1 hour and it's fantastic recreation. Like people ask me, you don't want everybody to become professional and play India and all that. Because here we are struggling to, you know, get jobs. Like Jainji, I'm just being very candid. You know, getting jobs as a blind person in India is still a struggle. So where I'm doing is almost like I'm showing you a carrot with football, trying to get them employed in corporates, which is a huge challenge. But I'm trying to take sport, which is recreation also. Like tomorrow you can start playing as recreation. It's great for your health. Or Babita can start playing. It's great for her health. And stop there. Nobody's asking you to, if you represent the country, great. I mean, you get those recognition and, you know, on to getting government jobs. That's our aim, to get government jobs.
Great.
Any further questions, Shruti?
No, George.
So on that note, Sunil, thank you very much for spending this nearly 1.5 hours with us. And I'm sure a lot of people would probably want to get in touch with you, especially in Calcutta. They might want to start something there with your help. And I wish you all the very best in your mission to promote the sport in this country. And I do hope that football leads to a lot many more jobs for blind and visually impaired people in India. So all the very best and thank you so much.
Thank you, George, for giving me this opportunity. We know each other for a long time, but thank you for this. Thank you, Ms. Shruti, for coordinating the entire effort. My apologies for the video, but I think the video is good. We didn't play because it'll take too much time because I was able to answer questions.
No, sure. Thank you. Do share the videos with us. We'll pass.
It's all on the website, Ms. Shruti. If you look at, if I may, George, if I may just give the website URL here. It's called blindfootball.in, blindfootball.in, and it's got our website. And I may also share some numbers because some people may just want to feed it into the phone. My coordinator, Rashad, who can handle any call, not any time in the day, but at night, but he's at least during the working hours, you can reach him. And his number is 88914 00375. 88914 00375. My number is on the website.
What was the name you said, Sunil?
Rashid.
Rashid.
Is it Rashid or Rashad? Oh, he's left the meeting.
No. Sunil, you're muted.
I'm just saying, sorry, my number is on the website, so you can get the details on the website. Yes.
No, we were just getting the name of the person.
Anything else? And I'll be happy to take questions offline also if anybody wants to ask something. Thank you for this opportunity and thank you to all the participants.
So was it Rashid? Was it Rashid or Rashad?
Rashid.
How do you spell that?
Rashad.
How do you spell it? RASHAD.
Rashad. Oh, George sir is perfect.
Yes, perfect. Thank you everybody for taking the time and hearing us, and wish you all the best. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.